Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really do appreciate it. Please hit that like and subscribe button. It helps us so much. I'm your host, plastic surgeon Dr. Bruce Hermann, and with me is the wonderful Sarah. How are you?
Howdy.
Doing good. Travis, how are you, buddy? Anything good?
Cannot complain.
Yeah.
How about y'all?
Doing good. Another
Pretty
Friday.
good.
Cloudy Friday, but not rainy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I like the cloudiness and I like rain though. I do like the rain. I can't lie.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
It's very Twilight movie outside.
Yeah, it's very gloomy.
Twilight movie.
I don't know. I'm not as big a fan of the rain. Like, I don't, just like, I guess because I drive around so much, and I'm going from place to place, and then if it's like raining, it's just kind of a hassle to get there, and you're all
Traffic
wet.
is really bad when it's rainy.
So
yeah.
I kind of prefer. Now, if I was like off, you know, maybe like in a cabin in the woods, then I could do with some rain. But like in Dallas traffic, I'm not as excited about it.
Me either. I kind of flew here.
Oh, did you?
Like
You
no
were
traffic.
you were very early today. Yeah.
I know. I
Felt
was
bad.
surprised.
It was making
I'm
you
chronic.
wait.
I'm very like I'm always like 10 minutes late to everything in
That's
life.
kind of how I am too. I'm just kind of.
My friends are like, it starts at 4:30 and it starts at 5.
Did they tell you that whatever's going to start like 30 minutes early just so
Sometimes, but some of my friends, you have to tell them that it starts like an hour before it actually starts.
Oh, really?
You know somebody has a reputation of being late when you like, oh yeah, you were on time, and then they reply as, oh, I'm surprised.
Yeah, I know, right?
I was surprised
when you show up on time and people are like, oh wow, you're here.
That's funny.
And that's why I'm like, you know, I
You
just
never
can't.
late.
And I always tell people, I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, this is just,
Yeah.
I
You're
try.
never late. You are never late. So
Yeah.
I want to correct that. You're never
Yeah,
late.
you always show up exactly when you're supposed to be there.
Facts.
Well, anyway.
Stressful.
All right. Well, let's jump into some segments because we got some interesting ones. I'm going to have to have you guys help me unpack all these.
Ready.
So, all right, have you guys ever seen the show The Boys?
Yes, and it's so gross, but
It's so
also
good.
I like it.
Travis, have you seen The Boys?
Oh, yeah, I love the show.
Dude, I love The Boys. Like, I'm a huge fan. And I have to say, if you haven't seen The Boys, definitely check it out. But just know it absolutely pushes the bounds of like
Super
what's
graphic,
decent to put on
violent.
television. But yeah, so one of my favorite actresses on that show is Erin Moriarty. She plays Starlight, and so I actually really like her. I like her character. She just seems like a really great person. Well, have you guys heard about the huge beef that she and Megyn Kelly, who used to be on Fox News, had this past week?
I have not heard that. Nothing.
Wow. So, all right. Well, this is pretty crazy. So, Megyn Kelly was the girl who was on Fox News for so long, and I don't know if she left or I can't remember why she's not there anymore. I think something bad happened, but I can't really remember. So she has her own podcast now, and yeah, I mean,
we have our own podcast.
Not that I'm say, hey, if you want a podcast, do it. So she has her own podcast, and I think it's pretty popular. People watch it, and so she did a podcast a week or two ago. And she talked about Erin Moriarty and about that she thought that she'd had too much plastic surgery. So it was a long episode. I clipped it down to like a minute and a half, but I want to show it for you guys. I kind of did the highlights. So Travis, can you roll that clip from
gal who starred in both of those? Her name is Erin Moriarty, and she's 29 years old, and she's a beautiful actress. But she's decided to completely change her face. This is a picture of her before, which I think was relatively recent, within the past year or so. Now look at her. Look at that. She's got the Kim Kardashian lips. She's made her nose so skinny, it looks like a pencil now. She's got like what appear to me to be cheek implants. You like huge, the cheekbones are like out to here. She look like a nice, beautiful, natural gal. And I'm sorry not to pick on this Moriarty gal, but this, like, more and more young women are doing this, Michael. It's not about an objection to plastic surgery. It's about an obsession with turning yourself into this fake version of yourself. I find it like a sign of mental illness. It's extremely upsetting.
Plastic surgery almost never, maybe not one single time ever, has made someone look better. All of these cosmetic procedures are.
Oh, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I've seen a lot. Oh, I've seen a lot of women benefit from, in particular, nose jobs, and men. I've seen that too. Look, I'm not against plastic surgery. This is something else. This is like a mental disorder. This is extreme. When you start off incredibly beautiful and you end up like a plastic Barbie version of a Kardashian. Like, and who did that to her? Who is the surgeon who said, yes, I will?
So wow, yeah. I thought
My mouth dropped.
you should have seen Sarah whenever she put up the after picture. I guess
I saw Travis putting those pictures up, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I know her." And I saw that picture of what she looks like now, and I had no idea that was her. I thought he was just putting up a picture of.
I don't think I would have
chick.
recognized her. So I mean, it was a pretty brutal takedown of Erin Moriarty in that clip, and we're going to kind of discuss this, but Erin Moriarty apparently was none too happy with Megyn Kelly, and so she made a post on Instagram, and I think I have a picture of it. I mean, obviously you probably can't read all that, but in this post she says that she's quitting social media, she's barely been able to eat or sleep. She did state that before picture was actually 10 years old, not a year old, which it is a kind of an older picture. And then she went on to say that it's all a lie, that it's fake news, that it was actually contouring makeup that made her look like that. And also she went on to say that she was pretty upset with her fans because I guess people were saying, hey, this probably is a little bit too much, and that she was basically denying them the privilege of having her on social media. So she's saying she's signing off social media. So yeah, it was pretty brilliant. Of course, all the news, people are talking about this right now. It's kind of like a big beef, and people are like taking sides on this. So it's kind of been a pretty interesting thing to watch. So I guess the first question I have is Megyn Kelly right that Erin Moriarty had work done? I don't know what you guys think.
I mean, from that picture, yeah, she doesn't look like the same person at all.
Charles?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
That there's no way you
There's
can
something.
look that different with the contour makeup.
So
I could
agree,
give it to her if she was like using some type of like weird Instagram filter or like
TikTok filter or something
Right.
like that. You can definitely,
you can make yourself look different.
yeah. But
At least based on the picture, if the picture's real. And in fact, Megyn Kelly said in her podcast, she's like,
like,
at first
"That's
I thought it was like an AI
yeah, I want to
filter
see a
created."
picture of her, like what she's
Okay.
saying, like what she looks like right now. Like,
Okay, so I do have some pictures. So as far as has
Freaked
Erin
out.
Moriarty had work done. So I'm a big fan of hers, and so maybe 6 months to a year ago, I saw a picture of her on social media. I was like, oh my gosh, she's had something done. So I want to throw up not a picture that's 10 years old. This picture, the first picture of Travis is from 2020, so it's 3 to 3.5 years old.
Okay.
And so, I mean, I absolutely recognize her there. She's all glammed up for some festival or awards banquet or
Yeah.
something, but you can tell it's Erin Moriarty. So I want to show a picture of last year, and this is the one where I was like, oh my gosh, I think she's had work done. So when you compare those two pictures, like the first thing I thought is that she may have had buccal fat removal. You notice that her cheeks, like her lower cheeks, which were fairly full and what I would consider normal contour in the previous picture, are really hollow right now. She has.
Well, you say that when you say that, whenever I was watching the show, the first season,
Right.
she had like a normal figure. Second season, she looked extremely skinny to me.
Right, and so that.
She lost, in my opinion, way too much weight.
Okay, so that brings
So
up.
that to me looks like she's just like, her face is sunken because she's just too
underweight.
skinny.
I mean, that's definitely a possibility because that was my next point is this buccal fat removal versus just she's had a really extreme weight loss. I mean, it is possible for
Yeah.
sure. I don't have a picture of it, but I actually zoomed out of this picture to see did she look like her body was much thinner. I mean, she's always been thin. I mean, even in the first season.
She just looked athletic. She looked like
she looked athletic.
But the past season that she was in, that I guess they're waiting for third season.
Right.
I guess.
Wait for the next one. Yeah.
Yeah, like I noticed.
She was too thin.
Yeah, I was like, she wasn't like that outfit she was wearing, the Starlight outfit, didn't look right on her anymore.
Because she was so thin.
She was so
I mean, it is
skinny.
possible that she just lost a lot of weight, but I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of on the fence on that one because I mean, you'd almost have to be malnourished to have that hollow of a look when you start out looking like she did. And I don't want to say that she at all had like chubby cheeks at all, but she had a very normal kind of round face. Like she looked normal.
Yeah.
And in that picture that we just threw up from 2023, her cheeks were really hollow and her nose looks thinner. I mean, if you compare that, and we can show it. There's a combo at the end. So yeah, okay.
That's the biggest thing. The nose looks very different.
The nose looks pretty thin to me in that picture. And then go to the next picture from 2024. So, I mean, to me, she's not really recognizable, and definitely she's had lip filler, I think, without question. And I think that she may have had some some cheek augmentation, probably filler, like something like Voluma or one of the very similar products, because in that picture, her cheeks look much fuller to me than they did in the previous picture. And I don't know if I buy the contouring makeup, because I know we've talked about contouring makeup and how it can make you look, quite a bit different.
I could see maybe the nose, because she definitely looks like she has contour makeup on her nose, for sure.
She does.
And maybe the
angle. But it just looks thinner. I mean, even in that picture before, it looks thinner. And like, if you look at the contour on her right, our left in the picture, I mean, her cheek is much, larger than her.
I think her cheeks definitely look really full.
Yeah, they do look full. So, I don't know. And then let's go to the progression so you can see. There's that combo picture. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it's very reasonable to assume she had something done. A nose job. It looks like her nose is much thinner, but in those pictures. And then I don't know about the buccal fat removal. I mean, I guess it could be really, really significant weight loss. You can see her collarbones between 23
and her neck.
Yeah,
it's skinny.
Yeah, it may just be that she lost a lot of weight. I don't know.
I just remember seeing her in that Starlight. She used to wear that uniform, and now that uniform was wearing her.
was wearing her.
Like, really, if you go and look at pictures, she was like, it looks like it's just like hanging on her.
Yeah, I can't remember. I'll have to rewatch that season. I remember her looking different.
I remember being like,
yeah,
like not like she looked bad, but it was just like she just didn't look like this like athletic, like strong woman like she was
right, like she did. Yeah, she looked great in the first two seasons.
Yeah,
like really great.
Yeah, she just looked like she was in shape. Mm-hmm. Like you're like a superhero would look.
Yeah. Well, I do have to say I feel like Megyn Kelly was kind of harsh in her analysis. And,
I mean, yeah, she just wanted them views, though.
Yeah, she wants the views for the views, and I can see how Erin Moriarty would be upset. But I mean, you have to know if you're an actress, especially a big time actress like her, because The Boys is so popular.
It is.
That people are going to make mention if you change your appearance.
For sure.
I mean, that's going to happen. So
yeah. I thought it was funny that she was like, she just looks like a Kim Kardashian knockoff or something, or whatever she said.
I mean, she has a point. And so, I guess the next thing, to discuss is Megyn Kelly right that people are making fake versions of themselves, and is this a problem?
Yeah.
I mean, as a plastic surgeon, I like to see all sides of everything. I personally feel if somebody wants to change their appearance, then that's their right, whether they be the average person on the street that nobody knows or a superstar. I mean, people have the right to do what they want.